Yes, I Rasta live it. Yeah, we have to tell the people the truth. Yes, I Rasta, how you doing, Yahuda?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
And you look good like every day.
Bless her.
Yes,
Bless
man.
her.
Yes, man. Yeah. Today we're gonna dive deep, into the scriptures of the Bible. I think the Bible is very it's a manipulating document. It's very sad because the first thing is now everybody thinks a woman brought sin to this world because a woman went and ate some sort of apple and a woman went and talked to a snake. Oh Lord, a snake talking. Do you know Anansi? Have you heard something called Anansi story?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bible
we
says,
have it in Africa.
Yeah.
We call it an answer story in the in the Tree language. An answer story. That means allegories, myth, fiction. They create we call it an we just create something. Yeah.
I mean, the Bible was. I think that was how it was written. The people that wrote the Bible. I think that was their intent. But we've taken it to a certain level. And right now, people hate. Some people hate women because they think they brought sin to this world. So that's prejudice right there. The Bible is telling you women brought sin to this world. That's not good. And then Cain and Abel, they're telling me that God hates vegetarians because he didn't take Cain's offering. He likes meat, so he didn't take that. So God hates vegetarians. That's prejudice right there.
Yeah.
And then they're telling us that a virgin is a woman that has never slept with a man before. No, virgin is a Greek word. It means a young woman. So there's nowhere, it's not written anywhere.
Hebrew.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hebrew word.
Hebrew, okay.
Alma.
Yeah, okay. So there's no proof that Mary was a virgin. There's no proof. I mean, the English version of virgin means a woman that has never slept with a man. But when you go to the Hebrew or way back, I mean, that's not the meaning, And I think Elizabeth or Mary, one of them had a baby at 15 years old. Was it Elizabeth or Mary? Elizabeth had John the Baptist.
The wife of Zachariah.
Yeah, okay. She was 15 years when so the Bible is telling me you can rape a 15-year-old girl, which is bad. Okay, and then after killing all gay people, that's what the Bible is saying. I'm not quoting. I'm not saying. I'm quoting from the Bible. The Bible said God went to Sodom and Gomorrah and killed all gay people there. And after that, he allowed Lot to sleep with her 2 daughters. What kind of God is
daughters?
That? Yeah, that's not true. I mean, these are all fictions. I mean, So, Yahuda, the Bible, I think, is a very manipulative or it's a manipulating document. I wanted to teach us, dive deep into what I don't know and let us all know. Thank you.
Okay, let me say good afternoon and welcome to all conscious views and conscious people who are watching me everywhere you find yourself. I want to take this opportunity and please let me plead to you so that you can subscribe to our YouTube channels, our Facebook, and our Facebook pages and our TikTok. This thing.
TikTok.
Anyway you go, Conscious Vibes, Conscious God Vibe Radio and TV. Conscious God Vibe Radio and TV.
Yeah, man.
Facebook,
Respect.
YouTube, TikTok.
Respect.
You subscribe and you follow. We are here to enlighten Black people. We are here to enlighten, to give conscious message to Black people, to Africans, which we have been in darkness for almost 400 and something years, which began in 1619 to 2019, which was almost 400 years. Last time I was trying to decode how they say Abraham will go to Egypt and be in a slavery for 400 years.
Yeah.
And when you decode, they are talking about you and I, who are Black people. Thank you, Starboy, for liking the video. TikTok for liking my share and for my wife.
Very good.
Today is another day. We are coming to vibe. We are coming to spread conscious message.
Spitting fire.
I can see something.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I can see the spirit of our ancestors is running through us. There is a mythical air blowing Africa. And whether you like it or not, when the time reaches, it will blow you. There is a song in Ghana here. One this gospel musician say, so bisi also me na munjai nu na sembre no swa ono abesumunu. We are not forcing people like religious people. We are not telling people if you don't join us, you gotta go to hellfire.
Exactly.
We are not telling nobody. We have to use our gumption. We have to use our brain.
Yeah, man, I like that word, gumption. Yep.
God, which we believe the creator of this universe, God doesn't have a date. God doesn't have a religion. God is not a Muslim. God is not a Christian. God is not a Jew. God is not a traditionalist. All were made by human beings. So today, the main topic for today is how the Bible manipulated people, especially black people, especially my country, Ghana. Yes, the Bible has been a tool which our colonial masters used to manipulate us. In the name of the Bible, the brain in our head has been limited to 0.020.
Yep, negative
so we
zero.
can't think critically.
It's frozen.
When it comes into the term of thinking, we cannot think because the Bible tells you and I that Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 31.
Yeah.
It says, for those who wait upon the Lord. So indirectly, you have been manipulated by telling you, sorry, you have to wait upon the Lord. When you are angry, wait upon the Lord. When you are poor, wait upon the Lord. When you don't have money, wait upon the Lord. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So they manipulated us in the name of the Bible, in the name of God. We don't deny the existence of the creator.
Yeah,
we believe there is a creator. But I say the creator of this universe is not the one in the Bible. The one which you claim created everything is not in the Bible.
Yeah, I believe
even Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. Before I go to the topic for today, let's learn here. I want you to take your Bible. Genesis chapter 1 and verse 1. Let me read. I have a question here. I will leave the question, then we go. In the beginning, God created the universe. The earth was formless and desolate. Sorry. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth.
Yeah.
The Bible says in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The earth was formless and darkness, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Now, this is a homework for Bible believers. Number 1, heaven. Number 2, darkness. Number 3, water. Number 4, earth. Number 5, air. Do you see, according to the Bible, when you start reading from Genesis chapter 1, verse 3 to 31, the Bible narrated every day what God created according to the creation story. Day 1, God created this and that. Day 2, God created this and that. Finally to day 6. But according to my studying, after researching the Bible, I've never seen the day God created heaven. I've never seen the day God created darkness. I've never seen the day God created water. I've never seen the day God created earth. I've never seen the day God created air. So my question to Christians is, if they say in the beginning God created heaven and earth and all those things, the same Bible told us every day according to what God created. I want to see and know which of these days did God created the darkness, because Genesis 1:3 says, and God said, let there be light, and there was light. That means there was darkness before the light. So which day did God created darkness? Let's put it aside and jump deep inside the topic for today.
Okay.
The Bible, which was written by our colonial masters, they intentionally and especially wrote the Bible just to divert our attention from who we are. So the same Bible will tell you what is inside me is powerful than what is outside me.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. They know we are powerful. They know there is power in us.
Yeah.
That is why the same Bible say, don't you know that your body is the temple of God? That means we have the power, we have the authority to do everything. But after they study everything, they saw no. If we can't take the power from them, we can't succeed. So for we to manipulate them, we have to tell them they don't need themselves.
Yeah.
They rather need a God in the sky to fix everything for them. Meanwhile, we can do it by ourselves. That is what they did. So they take the power in you and give the power to a God in the sky, which nobody has an evidence and proof about that God. So instead of you seeing yourself as God, instead of you seeing yourself that you can do, you rather dump yourself, throw yourself away. Expecting something, somebody, some God in the sky to fix everything for you. Now, here I come. I'm reading my first verse in Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 14.
Okay.
Since when you go to Africa, when you come to Africa, some people call themselves prophet. They claim a God is talking to them. They claim God has revealed everything to them. They claim they can see what is in your family.
Yeah.
They claim what they can see what is before and after you. So when you go to them, they will say, and the Lord told me, and the Lord did this. Then they will be lying to you.
Yes, exactly.
According to their own Bible, I am reading Jeremiah 14:14. But the Lord replied, the prophets are telling lies in my name. I did not send them. So now, if you want to be a liar, just be a prophet.
Hold on.
Just call yourself a man of God.
Hold on a bit, Yehuda. So this verse that you just read, and God said what he talked to. He said to what people?
It's about the Lord replied. The prophets are telling lies in my name. I did not send them. So now if you want to be a liar, just call yourself a man of God.
So maybe
just call yourself.
Maybe he was talking to a certain group of group that called themselves men of God. Maybe not men of God of today, right?
Okay, if you put it that way, how do you prove me the true one? If he's talking to a certain people, a certain man of God, okay with that. But my question to you is, I want to know the true one. How do I know them? How do I see them?
By their works. You see them by their works, because I mean,
how?
I don't see. How? You see, they claim to know things and see things, but I've never seen anybody that claims they know things, fix anything. You know, so. I think I know them by their works. You know, they promise the skies and everything, and they keep telling you, keep praying, it's going to happen one day, because God works in mysterious ways. Yeah.
Mr. Reggie, let me tell you true fact.
Yeah, man.
None of them. God never talked to nobody. Even that Jeremiah, he himself. I don't believe a God talked to Jeremiah. But do you know why I'm quoting this Bible verse?
Yeah, go ahead.
For those who believe the Bible, I don't believe the Bible is from any God. But for Christians who believe the Bible is from their God, I am quoting the Bible in favor of them.
I see.
Because they believe those.
Okay. I see. Yeah.
I don't believe Jeremiah is from any God. I don't believe Isaiah is from any God. But if you Christians, for those who believe Jeremiah is from God, I am quoting this Bible in favor of you people.
Yeah.
Yes. So according to that Jeremiah is telling you, if they want to lie to you, the only thing they do is to tell you God talked to them. Is my network okay?
It's kind of a little, it's wiggly, but I will take it. It's okay. Keep going.
Okay, I think it's jamming. I think I can hear it's jamming from here.
Yeah, it's a little choppy, but keep going.
Okay, let's go now. I continue. He said, in my name, I did not send them, nor I did not give them any vision. They talk about, have nothing come from me. Their predictions are worthless things that they have imagined. They predict imagination. And God said, and I heard that. And it is happening in Africa, especially my country.
Yes, it is.
Now, if you want to rob a group of people, just call yourself man of God and go for this book.
Yeah.
As soon as you have this book, you are lances. That means you have certificate to lie.
Yeah.
When you have the Bible, that means you have certificate to rob people. Gullible people, shallow-minded people, believers, slaves. If you want to rob the slaves, tell them God spoke to you. You are a man of God.
Yeah.
You completed Bible school. God is speaking to you. You saw God in your dream. And God was this, and God was that, and God said this, and God that.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I heard a lot of that. Yeah.
That is the only thing you can get people now. But when you come to them with truth and consciousness, they won't accept you. Because that is what our colonial masters did. When they came to Africa, they want to manipulate the black people. So the only thing they have to do is just go for a pen, ink, go for a paper, write a book, handle the book to the slaves, and tell them that we are going back to our country. Now, a God selected us to give you this book. So, a God spoke to a man called Moses. A God spoke to a man called Joshua. A God spoke to a man called Habakkuk. Now, the God who wants to talk to you, if you read the book, that means God is talking to you.
Yes.
I keep challenging that God. The God who spoke to Moses, the God who spoke to Joshua, the God who spoke to Matthew, the God who spoke to Jeremiah, that God is an unchangeable God, according to Christians. Why is that God not talking to me? What is stopping that God from talking to me? They manipulated you, told you a God gave them message to come and give you. I don't understand a God who cannot talk to his people, but only to select some people and tell them, go and tell them, I say this. So they manipulated us, deceived us, told us lies, just because they wanted to take something from you. As the colonial master want to take something from the slave, so he manipulated the slave. So the pastor want to take something from the church members, he manipulated the church members. Because they manipulated you, they lied to you, they deceive you, they speak sweet word to you, for you to forget yourself, so that they will rob whatever you have. So when we go to the church, when we are in the church, the pastor will rise up, the pastor will wake up. I saw something like this. Your peace is coming. You will travel to UK. You will travel to Germany. I don't know if the white people want to come to Africa. Do they go to church and pray for Africa visa?
I doubt it.
Anytime when the black man want to travel to Canada, when the black man want to travel to UK, when the black man want to travel to Germany, unless he go to a church, pray to a God, for a God to guarantee him certificate of visa. I don't know. I want to ask white people this question.
Let me come in. I used to work for a company in Michigan. I used to be in the medical industry. I designed ER instruments and stuff. So my boss, he's been to this country in Africa. I think it's Madagascar or one of the countries. And anytime he's about to go, you know what he does? He puts his he puts his agenda on the internet and LinkedIn. I don't know if it's a professional website, and he puts it there and tell people, I'm going to Africa and I need help. I need help to pay for the ticket. And we all chip in $1 here, $5 there, $2 there, and then before you realize he's bought the ticket and then he leaves. I haven't seen him saying that I need a pastor to come pray for me so I can go visit Africa, or I need a pastor to help me in prayers so people pay for my ticket to Africa. He just comes to LinkedIn and put his agenda there, and people just buy into it, and then we help him and he goes. Now he's about to go a second time. So why do we? I mean, I've been there before. I mean, I've been there before. When I was young, I used to go to these churches. I'm sorry. You go there and the Malam people, you know, it's like, hey, you'll be traveling to. They can't even tell you the country you're going. They'll tell you you'll be traveling very soon abroad. So come do fasting. I used to fast like 40 days fasting, just eating eggs, and I almost killed myself. And you go to this pastor that told you to fast for 40 days, and they're eating big crabs and big chunks of meat and fufu and banku and all that. You know, so it's how the Bible is turned their brains, you know, and they want to use the same system, the same, the same style to turn your brain, because the Bible will turn them into something else. So they're using that. That's their basis, you know, to turn you into something else, to believe in something else. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, they manipulate you because when you come to Ghana here, when someone go to Pentecostal university, when he graduates, he will always preach like a Pentecost people.
Yeah.
When you go to Presby university, when you graduate, you preach like the Presbyterian. When you go to Church of Christ Pentecost, when you graduate, you preach like Church of Christ. That means they are in the same box. They don't think different.
Yeah.
So this is the time I keep repeating, telling people we should stop listening to these fake pastors. We should stop listening to them. If it may even help, this is the time we have to stop going to church, because there is nothing good in the church. If when you become conscious, when your brain open, you know that there's nothing in the church for you.
Yeah.
Now, let me read Micah chapter 3. I'm reading verse 5. I'll jump to verse 11.
Okay.
My people are deceived by prophets who promise peace to those who pay them. Now there are some churches, when you go, yes, sound come, catch out, so they always, how do you call it?
Promise. Promise.
They always send come.
Yeah.
Yes.
Predict.
They always, I don't even call them. I don't call them prophets. I call them prediction, because there's difference between prediction and prophecy. No pastor can prophesy in Ghana here. Nobody. Nobody. They are all they all predict. They are predictors.
Yeah.
Either it happen or it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yes. You say income predictors. They don't know whether it will happen or not. So let me start the verse again. Micah 3:5. My people are deceived by prophet who promise peace to those who pay them. To this, but threaten war for these who don't. So if you don't agree with them, they will start you. They will start threatening you. May God have mercy on you. You will see Jesus in your dream. Jesus will meet you. Blah 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 blah. They lie to you.
Okay.
Are you sure my network is helping?
It's a little choppy, but it's better. You know, it's okay. I have Edmund Kojo. Koji, he has a question here. This is very, very interesting. He says, Yehuda ben Yasseh, what about those who gave birth to spiritual ignoramus and illiterate Yehuda ben Yasseh? So, what fate? How could there be? How could they? I don't understand your question. Are you insulting Yehuda, or what are you trying to? Edmund, I don't get your question very well. Yehuda is not saying he's an atheist. He's not an atheist. He says the God in the Bible is not the creator, the God that we Africans knew, because we knew the Lord, the creator, the God, the creator. And Yehuda, your network will run again. Come back. And so what he's talking about is not just being an atheist. I think a lot of people misunderstand him, you know, or misquote him. So Edmund, please come again and let me. I like when people interact like that. You know, thanks for contributing. But I'm not getting your point here. But if I understand you right, Yahuda is not an atheist. He believes in the Creator, and that's what our ancestors believed in. And I believe in the Creator too. But the God in the Bible is not what we think the Creator. We think the Creator is the God in the Bible, and that's not Him. And that's His point. You back, Yahuda? Are you back? I see you.
I think I am back.
Yeah, you sound better now. Let me know when you're ready. Yeah. So Edmond, please come again. Thanks for contributing, but I'm not getting your point here. And like I said,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you very well. I was trying to answer to Edmond. He sent a text, and I'm trying to understand what he means. I think he thinks you are an atheist, which you are not. You believe in a Creator. You believe in the God that our ancestors believed in, not the God in the Bible. And people should know the difference. All right, yeah, Yahuda, go ahead.
Oh, I believe something created this universe, but not what is in the Bible.
Yeah,
because the God in the Bible is confused. The God in the Bible is so confused, and you don't even know. After creating human being will rebel. You don't know human being will sin. That confused God in the Bible. Who created Satan? Satan stood against him. So I believe in the Creator, but I don't believe in the biblical God. The God in the Bible is a confused God. That is why Christians are confused.
Okay.
That's why we have almost something thousand million different denominations of Christianity.
Yeah.
That is why we have different dogma and doctrine in Christianity, because they follow their confused God. Their God is confused. I can give you 10,000, 1 million contradictions in the Bible. I can give you 14,000 errors in the Bible, mistakes in the Bible. I can give you more than 10,000. So I believe there is a Creator, but I don't believe that Creator is a religious Creator. I don't believe that God, which I believe is a Muslim, is a Buddhist, is a traditionalist, or is a Christian. Yeah. I don't believe that God inspires somebody to write a book.
You see,
I know people wrote the book and fixed it into that God and said, God said.
Yeah, this is where you need to come out strong all the time, because people misquote you. It's just a misconception. They don't understand you very well.
Okay.
They hear you saying all this and they think you don't believe in God. But all you're saying is the God in the Bible doesn't exist. It's not a God. It's something written like a scripture. It's like an Nancy story. It doesn't exist. But the Creator that we Africans believed in before these people came. You have to understand the intent of the Bible, the intent of the people that wrote the Bible. That's what people don't get. Go back, way back, and then do your research. We don't research. We just listen to what people are telling us. I used to be in the same boat. I used to believe in all this kind of stuff, and you go to church, and somebody does something bad to me, and I feel bad to respond to that person, because I always got scared that if I do anything bad, I'll be going to hell in the future, because the Bible says somebody should slap you 7 times before you slap them back. But if that person is way stronger than you, but 7 slaps, they will take your head off. You die.
Mr. Reggae, you are even going far. The God who said if somebody sin against you, you should forgive 7 times, 7 times. The same God. When Satan sinned against him once, he couldn't forgive. When Adam and Hawa sinned against that God, he couldn't forgive them. He sacked them from the Garden of Eden. So if you say we should forgive our brother 7 times, why didn't God forgive Satan for once? You see, there are questions to ask the Bible.
Yes.
When in the Garden of Eden, they say after Adam and Hawa ate the forbidden fruit, God came into the garden and God said, Adam, why do you eat the forbidden fruit? Adam said, no, God, it was the woman you brought to me. God said to the woman, why do you eat the forbidden tree, the fruit? Then the woman said, no, it was the snake. Why didn't God ask the snake why he deceived the woman? So God can speak to Adam and Hawa, but this God cannot speak to a snake. The God can talk to human being, but he can't talk to snake. Why didn't God ask the snake? Maybe the snake can narrate his side of the story. But this God began cursing the snake, telling the snake will never get leg again. But there are many animals who are walking without leg. What cause are they? These kind of things makes me, that's what makes me think, and I side with Ziggy Marley. He hates religion.
you know, because he did his research and he concluded that nobody's going to lose their soul, nobody's going to die, you know, nobody's going to go to hell and all that crap, you know. So I know where you're coming from, but some people are still caught in the net, you know. It took me a while. People don't want to think, because when they go to the church, the preachers are telling them, hey, there's bad omen coming. You have to keep coming to church. Else, if we don't protect you by the Spirit of God, you have to come to church for the Spirit of God to protect you. Else, you're gonna face difficulties.
That is what we call manipulation. Because
exactly.
They manipulated to the extent that we think when we live life without going to church, we can live life. Exactly. And that is lie. That's bad, yeah. Even their own Bible, Noah in the Bible doesn't go to church. Abraham in the Bible doesn't go to church. There are many prophets, many people in the Bible. They don't go to church. They don't have Bible. How do they live their life?
Exactly.
So if there are people in your Bible who live their life without going to church, I can live my life without going to church. But these people, these liars, these pastors and so-called prophets, they will manipulate you and brainwash you to the extent they will tell you every Sunday you have to come to church for advice. You have been in a church for 60 years. They advise you for 60 years with the same book. Every week they advise you. Every week they advise you. Are you okay with your brain? So we call it manipulating.
Yeah, because
you are not children of God. So
I mentioned,
today,
give me 1 second. I mentioned something before you came, and I think after you came, I mentioned that thing again. The Bible said God went and wiped Sodom and Gomorrah because they were having homosexual activities there. But after he did that, the three people, there were four people, right? Lot, his wife got. The Bible says turned into salt, and then the two daughters. So the three of them went to the hill somewhere into some cave, and this guy, God allowed him to sleep with these two people, his two daughters. Okay, so God said He doesn't like gay people, so He killed them all. But then you can sleep with your daughters. God is okay with that, you know. These are some things in the Bible that we need to pause and ask questions about, you know, because it doesn't make sense. And when you try to ask that question, they tell you you can't challenge God, or you can't question God, which is not true. You know, God wants to hear from you. You know, He wants to solve your problem, the Creator. Then He doesn't even solve problem. Everything is created already. Naturally, it happens. You know, you put a grain of corn in the soil, and it grows. That's your answer right there, because you want corn. You did something. Right?
Mr. Regeman, do you know one of the worst story when they say Sodom and Gomorrah, they were doing this sope. Yeah. They say men were sleeping with men, women were sleeping. You know, according to the Bible, God didn't see it. God didn't see it. I have the Bible.
I think He sent somebody to go check, right?
Yes, Genesis 18:20.
Lord of mercy.
Then the Lord said to Abraham, there are terrible accusations against Sodom and Gomorrah, and their sin is very grief. Verse 21, I must go down to find out whether or not the accusations which I've heard are true. What are you telling me? The omnipotent God, omnipresent God, all-seeing God, the God who can see everywhere, couldn't see when Sodom and Gomorrah were homodizing, when they were gaying, unless God come from heaven to come and terrify. CID God. Unless your God come and verify before.
You know
why I say I don't need to believe this God.
You know, Yahuda, this particular verse or story or whatever is in the Bible is set people's mind to hate gay people, because God killed a whole 2 cities of gay people. So a place in Jamaica, you know, they hate gay people, and in Africa, I'm not saying people should be gay. I mean, that's their thing, but I don't think God killed any gay people and then allowed a man to sleep with his 2 daughters. That's I mean, on the same token, that doesn't make sense to me. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense to me.
Do you know why this story is not true? This story is a totally lie. When you think it's a lie, why am I saying so? Yeah. According to the Bible,
let me know. Yeah,
God came and killed all people who were doing that.
Yeah,
God burned the city. Yeah. Everybody is dead.
Yeah.
Now, We are doing the same thing. People are doing the same thing now. Where are the people? Where did they come from? Where does it come from? If God has killed everybody, those who were doing men and men, those who were doing men and men, if God killed them, why do we have the same thing now?
Maybe
why do we have the same
maybe thing? Lot was gay too, because I mean, after that, Lot slept with his daughters, so maybe he was gay too. You know, because it's a gene.
Problem.
It's a gene thing.
Another problem.
Yeah.
According to the Bible, they will even tell you the 2 children of Lot gave him some drink. After he took the drink, he slept with them without knowing he was sleeping with them.
Bull crap. Yeah,
how can you tell me all this?
That's not true.
How can you tell me all this? So this is the time we have to think and stop following this manipulated book. Because
so what is saying if God killed gay people, why is America living free? Because
if God killed the people in Sodom and Gomorrah, the people who were doing atheism, according to the Bible, God killed all of them. Why are people doing it now? Where from this day again? Where does it come from? Who started it again?
We are different. You know, the word is human beings are a higher class of animals. We are a higher class of animals. Some animals do, like a dog. A dog will just go out and just bang and bang and bang. You know, some cats don't do sex in public like dogs do. You know, we are different. If a cat want to have sex with, they will go hide somewhere and do it, and that's a cat. But a dog would do it in the middle of the street. Okay, we are different. We are two different people. By human beings, we are a higher class of animals. Go check your biology, and you realize you are an animal too. But we are higher class of animals, so we do things, you know, differently, you know, because we are intelligent. You see what I'm saying? So all these, you know, Bible things and saying this and that we can answer any question. I mean, if you can question whoever is reading the verse to you, then I think you have a dead brain. I think so, right?
Yeah. So, Mr. Reggae, I'm reading Matthew 16, verse 19. Yeah. He said, "Do not store up riches for yourself here on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and robbers break and steal. Instead, store up riches for yourself in heaven, where moth and rust cannot destroy, and robbers cannot break and steal. For your heart will always be where your riches are." They manipulated you.
Wow.
They tell you don't need to be rich.
You know, some doctors took some years to do some research, and it's called near-death experience, where people almost pass away, and they are not brain dead, but they are dead. You know, and they did some sort of documentary on that, and they tell you the God that we think is not who we think he is, because the Bible is telling us who God is and how he looks like and what he can do and what he can't do. But these people, I know there are some people that are sitting on the internet lying that, you know, they died and went to hell, they died and went to heaven. Well, good for you. But doctors have sat down and done their own research, and all these people have never said anything about hell and heaven. They say God is a spirit. It's something you can understand. It's all of us coming together. It's like the star. You look at the Milky Way. That's God. Because the stars are in there. We are in together. We are interacting. You know, we are bound to each other. That's what it is. And I believe that those people that come and sit on the internet and say they went to hell, someone went to heaven and saw Range Rover, blood clot, Range Rover, our heaven. I mean, our fit for it all doesn't make sense. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I like about, you know, when you ask people or tell people to start asking questions, and the ignorance will come after you and try to attack you. So what was it? Smoke came out from the nose of the God, so he must be Bobo Shanti. So was it Bobo Shanti?
The Bible God is a Bobo Shanti. Yeah, Bobo Shanti, because according to Psalm 18, verse 6 to 8, smoke come from God knows. So I was asking what was burning from the mouth. That means something is burning and smoke is coming. If I said it, they will tell me I'm speaking against God. But when I quote your Bible, so my people, Africans, black people, I keep and I will repeat telling people that we have been manipulated. by our colonial masters when they gave us this Bible.
We are still being manipulated. Yes. We are still being manipulated.
Yes, they are still continue but they left everything in the hands of these so-called pastors who claim they are men of God, who claim God is speaking to them, who claim without them we can't connect to God, which is not so.
That's not true.
We are God ourselves.
Yeah, we are God ourselves.
Don't tell me without the pastor, I cannot connect to God. We are God. I don't need to connect to God. I am God myself. But because of the manipulation and the brainwashing, they kept us in a cage. We are in churches. We are in churches praying anytime. Anytime we go to work, you suffer, you work and send the money to the pastor in the name of man of God. You send your sweat money to the pastor because you believe, because you have been manipulated, and you see that man is different and pure. He's different from you.
Yeah, exactly.
That is not true. We are all the same in the sight of the Creator. We are all the same. We drink the same water. We breathe the same air. We sleep 24 hours. We have the same thing. So how is somebody greater than you? Because you have been brainwashed. You are manipulated. So anytime you work and send the money there. You work, you send the money there. You work, you send the money there. They take your money. Finally, they quote and tell you, you don't need riches here, but you need riches in the heaven.
You know, there's one guy that I think he couldn't pay for his school fees, so his mother went to the church that they've been going for years. You know, the mother went there and then asked the pastors to help them, pay their school fees. Is your internet okay? Hello, hello. Oh. Now you're not saying freeze view. Come again, Yahuda. Oh Lord, Ghana. Anyway, there's this guy, Yahuda. Your internet is frozen, so I'll freeze it and come back again. Ghana, Africa in general. Yeah, there's a guy that wanted he couldn't pay his school fees. I think he was in high school, so the mother went to the church to see if they can get help from the church that they've been going for years, and they told the mother that they can't help. She should pray hard and God will help. They be paying tithes and paying collections, and these guys have pocketed the money and they don't want to do anything for this woman. So this guy had to go work and come up with the money. It took him a while. I think he said he missed a year of class or something, but he eventually went back to school. So after graduating, he's sworn he's never go to church. He's not going to any church. Somebody will say, "Oh, not all churches are like that," but you see, that's the concept. Are you back, Yahuda Waba?
Yeah.
So this guy, from with this experience, he's sworn never to go to church again, and I don't blame him. And somebody will say, "Oh, maybe you should come to our church." Come on, it's the same concept, the same principle, the same manipulation. Okay, so people, Yahuda, one thing, I don't know if you thought about this. Maybe you should open a common sense ministry, which will be a big building like a church where people will come in. It's not going to be set up like a church. All right? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, why is his internet freezing? No, he's frozen again. Let's see. I think you guys, Common Sense family, should open some sort of a ministry called Common Sense Ministry, where people can come in, and it should be open on Sundays. So people that are going to church will actually come in there and get some teaching about common sense. You know what I'm saying? Because this book, I've done my research, and I'm not. I'm telling you that I've done my research. I'm a pretty smart guy, and I'm telling you I've done my research. And I've realized this is bullshit. Yeah, I'll say about loud and clear. Yeah, it's to manipulate you and to get your money and to get your attention. To destroy your brain, and the brain is a very, very powerful thing to misuse it. You see what I'm saying? Right now, when these guys came to Africa, they translate. What I was saying is that Yahuda, you are good. Don't worry, you are good. What I was saying is that you should have, maybe in future I'll help you do this. You should create something called Common Sense Ministry, all right? And it's going to be like a church, All right, but you don't have to set it up like a church. You know, Jehovah's Witness, their church doesn't look like a regular church. You do something like that.
If we start that in bam, you see, because we spoke the.
Oh Lord, what's happening with your internet today? Is it raining down there, or
the truth? People are stuck one day. No, but you say common sense ministry. You who could I see what am I going to say? Yeah, you're going to say I don't so you're going to say and back to the topic because of the network. Let me fire so that we go.
Go ahead.
The whole issue is how they use the Bible to manipulate black people. How the prophets and this so-called prophet have also taken over the Bible, manipulating our poor mothers and our poor sisters in the church. By telling them they need to come to church every Sunday. When they come, they shouldn't come empty-handed. They will come with their sweat money. When they go to work Monday up to Saturday, they have to share the money into 3 parts and rent part to the pastor. The pastor will use that money to build his house.
I want to be a pastor. I want to quit working and open a church. And that's what I want to do.
You see, as I started, if you want to rob the black people, the only certificate and the only visa, the only license you need is the Bible. As soon as you have the Bible, you can read, you have a big voice, you have 2 women, that means you are good to go. Just tell them you go to a mountain and you did fasting for some days and God talk to you. That means you are good to go, you lie to them. So black people, time is up. Time is up. We have to rise up for our right. This is the time. We have to know the origin and the faribai of religion. How they use the Bible to manipulate black people. How they use the Bible to destroy our consciousness, our thinking ability. I keep repeating and I will repeat that we were not religious, even if we were. Religion, Christianity, and Islam doesn't belong to black people. Once upon a time.
It wasn't there.
The very day we began to be Christians was the very day you accepted to be a slave. So I say every good Christian is a good slave. Because as soon as they baptize you, after they baptize you, you have to take your name away, take your tradition away, take your dressing away, take everything that belong to you away, change your identity. Then you become different thing. You lost your everything. So pastors, they know they are lying to the people. Look at what is happening in Nigeria and Ghana. When we talk about people, the pastors who are robbing people in Africa, it's especially Nigeria and Ghana. But our poor mothers, our illiterate sisters and illiterate mothers, ignorant mothers, they are still in the church believing is a God who will shape their life for them, which is not so. Because the pastors, their children have a good education. They go to good schools. They have good universities. But the church members, we cannot afford for our children. We can't pay our school fees because we gather all the money and give it to so-called men of God. So they will take the money, enrich themselves. They will take the money, build houses. They will take the money and be traveling. At the end of the day, they will be telling you because of your family wheat. That is why you cannot prosper. Because of your old mother. Your old mother has blocked your life, but they lie to you. Your old mother has not done nothing. They are the cause of your problem. Some of us, from 1980, 1979 to 80, our mothers, instead of them taking good care of us, putting us in a good school, they gather all the money and give it to the pastors, and the pastors will send their children to better school. It is repeating as I'm talking now.
Yes, that's true.
The school the church members' children are going is different from the school the pastors' children are going.
That's plain stupid.
The pastors' children are going to school Dubai, China, UK, big universities. But the tithe payers and the collection payers, which we are the church members, because of the manipulating, because of the brainwashing, we keep sending our coins, our money to them.
Yahuda. You know, Yahuda. You see, all this that the churches are doing and the pastors are doing, that all comes from the colonial master. You understand that? Because even here in America, when slavery was going on, some people, it got to a certain point where slaves started becoming free. They were setting them free, okay? But some black people owned slaves. They owned black slaves. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, we have a book called the Negroes Bible. The Negroes Bible. Okay.
What I'm saying is
sometimes we don't even know to call ourselves nigger. That name nigger is not a good
what I'm saying is some of the black people, the slaves that became, they kind of separated and was released from slavery, was freed from slavery. They took the colonial master's idea and owned slaves themselves, used slaves for farming. And these guys were black people, and they were slaves before. So this came all the way down to Africa, and we're copying right now. So this is all the colonial master's idea, So this form of slavery is, actually the pastor sitting there. It's not a plantation, but he's sitting there and telling you to go out there and work the whole day, and then bring your money to him. Is it not slavery? Is it not the same thing?
You see, there are some Bible verses which the pastors will never practice because they know it's nonsense. It doesn't make sense. Only the church members will practice because they have been manipulated, because they have been brainwashed. I'm reading from Luke chapter 6 and verse 20. He said, Jesus looked at his disciple and said, happy are you poor. The kingdom of God is yours. So they brainwashed you and manipulated you.
Happy are you poor?
For you to be poor. Because when you become poor, you have connection, you have visa to heaven, which is not true. If poor people will go to heaven, the pastor don't need to be rich. Because the pastor also need to go to heaven. So when your pastor is rich, that means automatically your pastor doesn't have access to heaven.
But they always asking for money. So why they don't want you to own money? I don't understand.
They know when we talk about blessing, that blessing is money. They know. But they manipulated the church members, brainwash them and tell them after they bring their tithe and collection on Sunday, they should go home and be waiting for their blessing within the week. Angel Gabriel will bring their blessing. Angel Raphael is on the way bringing their blessing.
Okay,
from Monday to Friday, they should wait. Angel Gabriel will come with their blessing. Meanwhile, the pastor has taken your tithe and collection away. So last, I keep saying, if God can give money, then the pastor don't need to take collection and tithe from the church members. If God can give money, then the pastors and the so-called prophet don't need to take money from the church members.
Yahuda.
The pastor knows God cannot provide money. God doesn't give money. If you didn't give the pastor money, the pastor will die hungry. He will live hungry. He will live poor. But they manipulated you, brainwashed you, and told you come and pay. Now, if you pay, God will reward you back.
Okay, Yahuda, I'm gonna.
Why won't the pastor take all the collection and give it to the church members and go and get the reward from God?
Yeah, I'm gonna say this again. I said this, but you kind of brush it off a little bit, and I'm serious about it. This is what I see. I mean, I see what I'm saying is the internet. You're doing good on the internet. I think you should open a place, a building, and call it Common Sense Ministry. And in time I will help you. You and Ben Moshe, you should do that. And on Sundays you should open it on Sundays. And instead of people going to church, they should come there and then learn common sense. Because they go there and they numb their brains every Saturday, every Sunday and Saturday. Some go to Saturday church, some go to Sunday church. And you can invite Muslims. Of course, you guys know the Quran and the Bible all together. So I'm proposing that. You've been on the internet for long, and you have to go to the ground. Right now, you have to find a place, a building. It could be a store or a room or whatever, and have people coming there every Sunday and Saturday to listen to common sense. That's what I propose. And in due time, I can help you do that.
Okay. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. But Do you know, we, after telling people the truth, people target to be different. Even I started some comedy on TikTok.
Yeah.
After I put the video there, somebody said, so common sense people, now you are doing comedy. Now after you can't fight Jesus.
So why would you listen to somebody's nonsense? You know, listen to me. Listen, the first person that designed aeroplane, right now, the person that designed it, when they were test flying it, people were laughing. They were laughing and just falling on the floor because it looked funny. But look at the world now. You know, you think about the next generation coming. That's how you think. We are here to prepare the path for the next generations coming. Those who came before us, that's what they did. That's why we drive in cars. That's why we eat good food. You know, so that's my proposal. If you're going to listen to what people will even physically come to attack you, they will come, but you have to be ready. You know, even their Jesus was attacked, all right? You know, so what I'm saying, sir, this is a proposal, and you need to think about you and Bombe Moshe. You have to start gathering people in buildings. You know, you used to have a church, right? You did the same thing in the church. Now flip it to common sense.
Yeah, we used to have a church.
Now flip it to common sense ministry. The same thing you did in the churches, you're gonna do common sense this time. And I trust me, you'll be everywhere, and you're gonna change the multitude. You know. And if we are going to hell, then we are all going together. If they say the common sense,
we will free the people.
Yeah.
We will free the people from this slavery. Yes, we will do that.
Yes,
we are going to do it because if we didn't do that, they will go back to the churches and the people will be brainwashing them again. Exactly. So we have to start.
Yes.
But before then, what I'm telling people is saying this is the time we have to know how we will start thinking, how we will start using our brain. Don't let somebody tell you need him before you connect to God. No. Don't let somebody manipulate you to tell you unless you come to church before God writes your name in a book of life. Don't let somebody tell you need to be a Christian, accept Jesus before you have salvation.
No, that's not true.
If there is salvation, people will get salvation without Jesus. There are people who can do right without Jesus. They will get salvation. So I say I will be good to people. I'll be good to people. I'll be honest to people. I won't lie to people. I'll be honest to people. If there is salvation, I will receive the salvation without accepting Jesus. Because I know how Jesus came to Africa. I know who brought Jesus to Africa. And I know why they brought Jesus to Africa. The Jesus they brought to you is not coming to save you, but to slave you. The Christianity they gave to you is not coming to save you, but to slave you. They didn't give you Jesus to save you, for salvation. They gave Jesus to
slave you,
to manipulate you, to tell you without that Jesus you are no.
So let me read this. Let me read this out. So why is saying the same thing you're saying? He said, if you gather people, black people, you have to be ready for problems. Which I know is coming, but I mean security and everything. Even black, you know. So why is on the point?
So I'll WhatsApp you one goat on your WhatsApp. Give me your WhatsApp number. I'll WhatsApp you one goat.
So we need your WhatsApp number. But that's what I see. That's the next step I see. To unravel what's been done to our people. You know, you guys need a room, you need a house or something.
Maybe it may happen, but not now. I know it will happen, but not now. I know it will happen. Maybe
get your hopes high. Get your hopes high. Just put it in your head. Trust me. And in due time, I can help you do that. That's what I'm saying. So don't worry about that. Just put it in your mind that you're gonna do that. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Christonia won't hear me. Every Christian listening to me everywhere you found yourself. Don't be brainwashed. Don't be manipulated. You don't need pastor to be right person. You don't need church to be good person. You don't need church to know God. You don't need pastor to connect to God. You are God yourself. You can do it. So if somebody tell you come to church, if somebody tell you need to be a Christian, if somebody tell you need to get Jesus, if somebody tell you give your life to Jesus, no, tell the person, no, I can't give my life to Jesus. A God who can take life is a vampire God. I don't need to give my life to a God before I will get salvation. I have power to do it. We have power to do it. So those who brought you the Bible, they knew all this. They knew we have power. They knew the power in human being. So how do they take that power from you? They have to write a book and create religion, give you Jesus, and tell you you don't need yourself. You rather need Jesus. You need Christianity to be good person. No, that is not true. And I beg you, try and be asking biblical questions. Anytime you read the Bible, read the Bible with your brain and not with your heart. When you read the Bible with your brain, you have multiple questions to ask. How can you tell me a man called Noah, God told him to build a boat? When you read 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5, he said Noah became the preacher of righteous. That means Noah was a righteous preacher. But are you telling me upon Noah preached the whole world, he got only 8 people? And these only 8 people are from his family, his children. What are you telling me? Upon Noah preached the whole world, he got only 8 people. This is a lie. He didn't get anybody from different family, only from his family, his children and the wife of his children. And you believe this as the word of God. Are you okay with what? Can't be possible. Even preaching only in Kumasi, even preaching only in US, even preaching only in Germany. How does it go? But you are telling me a man called Noah preached people. He became the preacher of righteousness. After he preached only 8 people from his family. Tribalism, racist. This is pure tribalism.
Was he Ashanti or not? Now
I don't even know. I can't tell who Noah was. You see, we have been manipulated. But do you know the story of Noah? They took it from the story, the ancient story called the Epic of Gilgamesh. It was the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Really?
It was a myth. Yeah, that story existed way back before they created it to be Noah. Go and do your own research. Just Google the Epic of Gilgamesh. The Epic of Gilgamesh. Yes, it was myth. They were having those stories before they wrote the Bible. Even the story of how do you call him? Moses. They say Moses was born and they put him in a basket.
Can you spell the Gilgamesh for me? How do you spell the Gilgamesh?
Gilgamesh, Gilmash. Gilgamesh.
Oh, Gilgamesh. Okay, I got you.
Epic of Gilgamesh. EPIC, Epic of Gilgamesh. The story, the book of Proverbs, they stole from a king called King Akhenaten in Egypt. It was the story, the Proverbs of King Akhenaten. They stole all. We call it the stolen legacy. But the 10 Commandments was stolen from the laws of math. And I was even decoding the word sin. The word sin is not the word sin we see is a God. God sin.
Oh wow.
So sin is a God. S-I-N. Sin is a God.
Interesting.
So when they tell you Moses went to Mountain Sinai, Moses went to the God sin. And that God is moved.
So you see, all these facts, they are there. You know, people don't want to go and dig them themselves. You know, so how do we get people to get motivated to go do these kind of researches? What do we do? I don't understand.
We keep saying, people, as I'm saying, somebody will go and do research and see what I'm saying is true. I have the fact. Just Google sin. The 10 sin to be Sinai. Okay. It was Suen. It was S-U-E-N. So when they tell you Moses was going to Mountain Sinai, Moses went to mountain, how do you call it? Say God sin. We call it Nana. Nana. So the name Nana means sin. The name Nana is a God. It's a God name, Nana. N-A-N.
But we have to remember there's not everything we find on the internet is believable or is right. The internet is filled with a lot of garbage too. So I like to anytime you say stuff like that, I want you to quote the source. You know, it's better you quote the source so people can. I can go and type in this, but how do I know what the information that I'm getting is legit? But I know they are legitimate websites.
So thank you for asking this question.
Yeah, man.
When it comes to different researches, people want to know how truth it is. But when it comes to the Bible, we are not ready to know how truth it is. Somebody will ask me.
That's a good answer.
Know that thing is true? When I am asking you questions from the Bible to show me how the Bible is true, you say, it's the word of God. You can't ask God questions.
You can't challenge God. You can't ask him questions. That's what they say. You can't ask God questions, but blood clot.
I am not asking any God question. I am only asking the Bible question. Bad words, because you claim the Bible is the word of God. After reading and studying the Bible, I say no. I don't understand some things. I need answers. So, Mr. Reggae Ambassador, the topic for today is how they use the Bible to manipulate black people.
Yes.
How our colonial masters use the religion to manipulate us. And now the pastor and the prophet has taken over using the Bible in the churches, brainwashing our innocent and illiterate women in the church by telling them without them, they can't see God. Without the pastor, they can't talk to God. Without the prophet, they can't hear from God. This is brainwashing. We have the power. The creator we believe created everything, gave us power to do everything. He said, you know what is in you is greater than what is outside you. It's a code.
Yes, man.
That means you are powerful. You are a God. You don't need somebody to tell you, come, let's go here. Let me connect you to God. No, we are already God. We can create. We can do everything.
Yeah.
So don't be a gullible man. Don't be a shallow-minded. Be going to church and wait for somebody to connect you to the living God. You can do it by yourself.
Yeah. You know, I remember there was an incident when I was in the college in Michigan. There was a class, I can't remember, but we were talking about, I think it was about religion, a class that I had to take. It was a prerequisite. Okay. So there was a lady in there, and she was talking about our church bought a pastor a car, we bought a pastor a house. And I asked the lady, do you have a house? No, we live in an apartment, we live in the ghetto. And I said, so why should your pastor be given a house when you don't have a place to live? Well, he talks to God he talks to God and let us know what God says every day. I'm like, really? So, and I couldn't convince her. It was like her mind was just locked that she has to hail the pastor and give the pastor whatever he wants or he needs. So it probably sleeps with the pastor too, because if you're ready to give the pastor anything he asks for, they're going to ask for your booty, at a certain point, and you give it to them. That's what they do. They have girlfriends everywhere, So that's why I ask you, how are we going to unravel this kind of brains, so because people first don't want to do the research. And just now, so I said, if you the suggestion that I gave you that you're going to have to find a place and start, people coming instead of going to church coming. He said the government of Ghana will really attack you if you do that. Is that true? I don't think that they can do that. If the churches are free to do that, why? I mean, why would they? Really?
They will do it because the government, the politicians. I gave you a Bible verse last week, Romans chapter 13, verse 1, that he said, anyone who speaks against the authority has spoken against God, because the politicians and the pastors are working together. So when you are trying to open the masses, when you are trying to open their brain, the politicians will lose. Because when the pastors are losing, automatically the politicians are losing. So they will not allow you. They will do everything to block you and to stop you.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have to try. At least we have to try. You see, what you're saying,
there is no harm in trying. Mr. Reggae Man.
Yeah.
Do you know we have been brainwashed, our mothers and our sisters have been brainwashed.
The whole family.
They don't even respect their husband
at all.
Their pastors.
Yep.
When the pastor speaks, final. Yeah. But when their husband speaks in the house, they must be in blue.
Yes.
If we are in a community where your mother, my sister, your sister, our sisters, our mothers will buy coats for their pastors, but they can't buy boxer shorts for their husbands in the house. Yeah. We are in a community where they have brainwashed our mothers, our sisters, that they will gather money, cook for the pastors, while their husbands are hungry in the house.
What is all that?
We are in a community where our mothers will gather money and give it to the pastors, and their children will be walking poor around the ghettos.
Yeah. Let me welcome Lady Clark.
Yeah,
Lady Clark is here. So
from mental slavery.
Yeah, okay.
Black people must wake up. This is the time where we have to know that we are powerful than the colonial masters. They know we are powerful than them. So the only thing they have to do is to manipulate and brainwash us by giving us the Bible, by creating and giving us religion.
Yeah.
Telling you without religion, you are nobody.
You are nobody, yeah.
Telling you without Jesus, you are useless. Yeah, that is not true. People live their life without Jesus, and everything went on for them. Yeah. Why do you tell me I need Jesus? If I need Jesus, why didn't God give me that Jesus in my country? But that Jesus have to come from my slave master.
God gave you a comfanoche.
God wants me to get salvation. God will have sent Jesus for me in Africa. So the only Jesus I know in Africa are Comfanoche, Santua, Togbe, and those, they are my messiahs.
Yeah.
Because they came and preach righteousness. They came and died for my salvation, not your Jesus. If Jesus even came, that Jesus doesn't belong to me.
Let me cut you for a second. There's one guy, I think I told you about him. He's called Togbe Ghana. I talked to him. I chatted him yesterday, and he's doing something in Ghana that nobody's supporting him. But when people start preaching about Christ, everybody, this guy is talking about the environment and how dirty the environment is.
Nobody will pay attention.
Nobody's paying attention. And you can tell it's from his heart that he wants the nation to be clean. Because so to so when we come here, I mean, everything is under control. Even in New York City, there are a lot of people in New York, but they still keep it clean. But a country like Ghana, look at how very nasty that So
Mr. Reggie, is part of the manipulating and brainwashing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
They manipulated to the extent they say where we are living, we don't belong here.
Earth. Yeah, we're going to heaven.
We don't belong to this earth. The earth will pass away. So we are going to heaven to enjoy. So instead of us to prepare here as heaven, to prepare here and
live comfortably here.
We rather think that
for the next generation,
going to die and leave this earth,
for the next generation,
go to the sky and enjoy ourselves. So when you are calling for people to help you so that you keep this earth clean, to keep Ghana clean, to keep our environment clean, they don't care because they don't know the value of this earth. They value the sky. They value heaven where they have never been done here.
But see, now put this into perspective. It's very stupid because listen, children are being born every day. All right, so we have generations coming. So if we're living here, we can make this place clean and habitable for the generations coming. And we claim God creates human beings. So if I tell somebody my mom and dad gave birth to me, they probably be angry with me. They will say, God created you. Okay, God is creating human beings every day. Go to the hospitals. Children are being born around the world. So what are we doing for these children to be comfortable when we're gone? So your God, if your God doesn't need you to live here, why is he creating more people to come and live on earth? And you messing this place up because you're going to heaven? That's stupid. Am I right, or am I going crazy?
You are right, because if you people believe God creates human being and God is still continue creating human beings, when we come to suffer. We come to suffer. That's what I was saying that last week I was saying that if truly there is judgment day, there is a question for that God.
You're gonna ask him why he created you?
If that God will judge me, there is a question for that God. Why didn't he send me to USA, America, Germany, and those places? And he brought me here. Man. God will say, I created you. I will ask you, where are your evidence and proof? Give me evidence.
You see, I did a research.
Prove me you are the one who created me.
Last week he said something about God's church and state working together. Like okay, I did some research and it tells me that the church controls the state as it was done by the Romans, the era. And so now the emperors are the popes. The popes, they were the emperors, okay, at that time. So now they shove themselves into the churches and they call themselves popes, but they were the emperors.
Mr. Reggie, Christianity is a kingdom, and the kings are the pope. It's a kingdom. They created that kingdom. They created Christianity to take over the world. And People don't even know how Christianity came about. In the book of Matthew 10:34, my network is jamming again. Can you hear me?
Yes, you are good. Go ahead. Keep going.
In the book of Matthew 10:34, Jesus said, "Do not think that I came with peace. I didn't come with peace, but sword." It wasn't Jesus talking. It was the Roman Empire when they entered in Africa.
What was it? What was it? What was the verse again? What was the verse again?
They came with violence, killing.
What was the verse again?
Killing people.
What was the verse?
They killed almost 1.5 million black people.
What was the verse again? You said Matthew what?
Matthew 10:34.
Oh, okay, 10:34. All right.
I can read it.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
You want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Oh,
you see?
I get very confused when people's comments.
Verse 34.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the world. No, I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. Why sword in those days? Because in those days, people were fighting with sword.
There was no
so
AK-47.
If Jesus were to come this era, Jesus will say, do not think I come in peace. I did not bring peace in this world. I did not bring peace, but I come with weapons like guns, pump action, AK-47, and bombs. But in their days, they used to fight with sword.
Yeah, they were nice.
That is where he said, I came with sword.
Yes,
so it was the Roman, when they created Christianity, when our slave masters created Christianity, they came with sword. So when you look at their sword, the handle of the sword is cross. The handle of the sword is cross. Where the handle is
that's true.
Cross. Go and do Christian crusade. Go and research Christian crusade.
Yeah, I know
they
about that.
Kill millions of black people. Just people to accept Christianity. For people to accept their religion, they have to kill people. So when Jesus is telling you, I did not come with peace but sword, they are telling you indirectly, your colonial masters, those who brought you Jesus, they didn't come with peace but sword, killing people.
Yeah. You see, we refuse to accept the truth. That's the problem. I know one guy raised that topic in Ghana about the picture of Jesus Christ, the image of Jesus Christ, that it wasn't him. And I did the research, and it's not Jesus Christ. He doesn't have his hair and all that crap like that. Those pictures in your churches, and people refuse to listen. Instead of going to asking him, where did you get your information, so I can go, or if you don't even have to ask him, go and research yourself. They just adamantly don't want to listen to anything because people will even stop talking to you when you start bringing out the truth. And I have experienced that, and so this is a big problem. And it looks like we're not going anywhere. Are we making any impact? Or no, we are making impact. Oh, really?
My brother, we are making impact day in, day out. It's a gradual process. Africa is waking. People are getting the conscious message. So the only thing is we should keep up. We should keep up giving them the message. We should, anytime we have the chance, we have to give them the message. Some people may listen to us today. They will insult us today, but tomorrow they will understand the message. Maybe me speaking the message, they won't take it. But you will meet somebody on the way speaking the same message. They will say, I used to hear this message on Conscious Vibes radio. Maybe what they are saying is true. So we don't need to stop, because before we became slaves to them, it took them many years.
Yeah.
It took them many years before they brainwashed and manipulated us.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Reggie, I have a question for Christians who believe in Jesus.
Yeah, go ahead.
They say Jesus was 33 years.
Yeah, 33. Yeah.
I want to know, where was Jesus from the age of 12 to 18 years? The Bible couldn't record.
Yeah, it's not.
Where was he living life? From age 12 to 18. We couldn't hear of Jesus according to this Bible. Where was Jesus hiding? What was his story? Where was Jesus by then? What was he doing?
I've heard something about that. I heard something about that he was in India. Is that true? Somebody said that. Maybe it's just conspiracy. I don't know. Some people claim that he went to India for a while before he came back, and I don't know. I just heard that before. Have you heard that?
These people are not serious at all. These people are not serious. See, they think they can joke with our brain. We are not kidding. They shouldn't think they can joke with our brain. They will only joke with the illiterate and ignorant people.
Yeah, yeah.
People are in the church sitting, waiting for Jesus. And you can only joke with their brain.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can't joke with our brain. Why do you tell me Jesus is your salvation, and from 12 years to 18 years, you couldn't hear of Jesus? And what are you telling me? What are you telling me?
Stephen Asuman. So welcome, Stephen Asuman. Isaac Yaba.
Is almost up.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Keep blasting.
Micah chapter 3 and verse 11.
Okay.
The city rulers govern for bribes. The priest interpreted law for pay. As of one, the priest they interpreted the Bible for pay. The prophet give revelation for money.
Interesting.
When you go to their church,
wow,
they take money. Before they say something, you have to pay.
Really?
But I think their Bible say, give it
up for free.
Freely you got it. Freely you shall give. But now go to the church.
But what was given to them free?
There are some churches.
What was given to them?
Churches, we have emergency prayer. If you want God to hear your prayer fast, pay 10,000 Ghana.
Really?
Pay 5,000 Ghana. God will hear your prayers. So they will line up 5 people. If you can pay higher, emergency prayer, that means you can bribe God to hear your prayer. This thing is happening in Nigeria. If you pay 50,000 Naira, God will hear your prayer faster than somebody who paid 20,000 Naira. A God who needs money.
But
my people, black people must wake up. God doesn't eat money. God doesn't buy fuel. He don't need money. God doesn't have wife. God doesn't give chop money. So any money the pastor will take from you goes to their pocket. Any money a prophet will take from you goes to their bank account. That is why they are living Lazarus' life more than you, the church members. Church member, think. If you're a church member still in the church, I just want you to use your brain. Start thinking. Start thinking. Ask yourself, where is my tithe and my collection going? Does God take my money? Every Sunday, if I pay my tithe, every month, if I pay my tithe, who consume the money? See, there are questions in the Bible when you start asking. Do you know, according to the Bible, they say anytime a sinner repents, then the angels in heaven become heaven.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, are you telling me anytime a good person also repent to become a bad person, how will the angels also feel? Will they go worried?
I hear they cry. Yeah.
They cry. Then that angels, I will let them cry every time. I will intentionally say I accept Jesus. They will become happy. After they become happy, I say no, I don't need Jesus again. They will cry again. This thing doesn't go.
Yeah.
Say,
I mean, it
is so your friend is saying, what do you neighbor also Daniel the Bonedia? Now above Omusu and what are you telling me?
I think they cry. It's ridiculous. I mean, what's going on around the world, especially in Africa, how we've taken this to a different level. It's very sad.
People are in the church thinking they cannot live life without pastors.
Yeah.
Christians are in the church thinking they cannot live life without their pastors and so-called prophets. No, that is not so. But everybody owns his own life.
You see,
so
when
they say everybody for himself, God for us all. You are for yourself. So don't tell me without your pastor, without your prophet, you are nothing in the sight of God. Don't tell me without going to church, without being a Christian, you are nothing in the sight of God. No, you are somebody. You are something.
You are. Yes, you are. You know, I remember when we were in school, not here. I went to some school in the US, but I went to high school in Ghana. You know, but. Some people didn't even want to ask questions because they would be humiliated in front of the class. So some of the guys, especially the women, you know, some were very, afraid or scared to ask questions when the lecturing was going on. You know, when I was going to school here, I interrupted the professor every second. If I don't get it, I won't wait after class. I'm right there. I'll let you know. that, hey, that doesn't make sense. Go back, you know. But in Ghana, even when you go to the hospital, you can't even ask the doctor a question. I remember when my dad was, he passed away, you know, may God keep his soul. But when he was sick and I went to Ghana, we went to the hospital and I wanted to know what's wrong with my dad. I went to the doctor's office, just said hello to the guy, and the guy didn't even reply. He looked at me up and down like that, and it was like I'm some crazy guy. He didn't even, I wanted to know what was wrong with my dad. I mean, you prescribing all these medications. They are used to people not asking them questions. So it's not just the churches. It's in the classrooms. It's in the hospitals. Look at how nurses treat people in Ghana. You know, you can't ask a question. Why am I feeling this way? What's going to happen? What is this medication? You can't ask all those questions. And it's coming from it's all coming from the colonial master and the churches. Because we go sit there down like dumb people and we don't ask any questions, you know. So that's what happens. And you know, I will challenge every person, especially Africans, to read.
Mr. Reggie,
go ahead. Yeah.
Do you know the laziest part of black man is the brain.
Yeah,
the laziest part of black people is the brain, especially Christians in the church. Their brain doesn't work. They don't think. They can't think critically. They only think miraculously. If you tell them to think critically, they think you are challenging God.
Yeah. That's the problem. Yes, that's the problem.
They think you are blasphemous.
Yes.
When you ask questions, they say, why are you asking questions? But the same God, which you claim created human being, gave us the brain. So in church, brain doesn't work. Welcome to the church, where brain doesn't work. When you enter the church, you go there with your heart. You don't enter in the church in religion with brain. Because when you start thinking and asking questions in religion, automatically you come out with the truth. So they stop you from asking questions. They give you a limit of thinking. They tell you not to think beyond what is written.
What is written,
Think what they taught you. Go here. You go there.
They put you in the box.
Religion controls you.
Yeah.
Religion manipulates you.
Yeah.
Religion brainwashes you.
Yeah.
Religion will tell you what to think. Religion will tell you what to say. Even religion will decide some women for you to marry. There are some churches. If you want to marry, then you don't want to marry from that church. They won't allow you. They will tell you if you're a Jehovah Witness, marry a Jehovah Witness.
Yes.
If you're a Church of Christ, marry Church of Christ. If you are Pentecostal, marry Pentecostal. But God didn't create all these things. All these are human institutions. God don't have religion. Christianity doesn't belong to God. God is not a Christian. Islam doesn't belong to God. God is not a Muslim. They are all human institutions. Women created all this just to manipulate our thinking, just to manipulate our mind. After they did everything to us, look at how they are developing their nation. Every day, black people are running from their country to Europe.
Yes, exactly.
Because they discover that we don't have peace. There is no peace in Africa. We are dying by hunger. We are dying by, how do you call it? Thirsty. We are dying by poverty. Because they told you, poor are the people. They will go to heaven. So you are content with poverty. So this is a time we have to wake up, left and right, up and down, north, south, east and west. Black people must wake up and take what belongs to us back. How do we do that? It's by thinking, by reasoning, by asking questions, thinking critically, reasonable questions.
Yes, sir.
Let's reject Jesus. We don't need Jesus for salvation. We don't need Jesus to know the truth. We don't need Jesus to be right. People were right without Jesus.
Before,
According to the book of Genesis, God said he saw Noah to be the right person. But there wasn't Jesus by then. If Noah was able to be right, if Abraham was able to be right,
without Jesus,
why can't I be right without Jesus?
Exactly,
Abraham became righteous without Jesus. Noah became righteous without Jesus. I am in Ghana. I say, no, I don't need Jesus, but I will be good to people. You say I need Jesus by force. Threaten me that if I don't accept Jesus, I will go to hell.
You know, Muslims will kill you.
Religion was instituted by God, and the thing they use to guide religion is fear and panic.
Yes, man.
If you don't, you go to hellfire. If you don't obey, you go to hellfire. If you don't obey, you go to hellfire. If God wants us to be Christians, no pastor should come and preach Christianity. Let God himself come and talk to us.
Yeah.
If God wants me to be a Christian, no pastor should come and talk about Jesus to me. Let Jesus himself come and talk to me. Anytime you talk about the Christian God, you will never see that God attacking you by the Christians.
Yeah.
This automatically means you are the people who created that God. Because if that God is the owner of Christianity, I say no, I don't understand something in Christianity. That God needs to come and answer me. So, my son, I created you, I give you Christianity.
Yes.
And if you want to be a good Christian, just be a Pentecostal. Go to Pentecost. That's all. But now, do you know, the Pentecostal people will be preaching the charismatic people to become Pentecostalists. The charismatic will be preaching the Orthodox to become charismatic. So everybody is looking for soul. One God, different doctrine.
Different doctrines. Wow. It's a shame. It's very sad, Yahuda. You've opened our eyes, and you keep opening our eyes. And our listeners, so I think you said said something about how can somebody who didn't exist go to India? That's all part of the propaganda. I heard Jesus went to India. It's written somewhere. You know, when between the ages.
Yeah, the story you said, I met that research on net. They say Jesus went to India and died at Kashmir. Kashmir. They say he died at Kashmir.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I even have another story. They say Jesus gave birth and his children is in France.
Yeah, people are
different
saying all that stupid things. I mean, whatever. I will.
They created Jesus, so everybody has opportunity to write everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you say Jesus is coming to save you, from 12 to 18 years, we never heard of Jesus. Where was he hiding? Where was he hiding?
Oh Lord, I will dare everybody, to start reading books about Africa. All right, start reading books about your ancestors. All black men around the world, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, Kwame Nkrumah, Mugabe, start reading books about those kind of people and stop researching, what's not yours. All right. Christianity, we know, it regulated and is still regulating slavery. It was written, the Bible was written purposely, for some things. It had an intent, to brainwash people. First, they came and they used force to grab us and put chains around our chains, our necks and feet and hands. But now the chains are wrapped around our brain and we can think for ourselves. I will urge everybody to start reading something about Africa. Religion is not going to help us. I've done my research and I've been there before. And the Lord you're looking for is within you. Okay, what's in you is not outside. Don't go looking for it outside. We are all creators of God. Okay, creators of the Creator. We are all creatures of the Creator, and we are higher class of animals. We are animals. That's why we live and die just like animals. You can be eaten by a lion, and we eat goat. That's what it is. I mean, it's a chain of reaction. We are animals. Okay, so stop this religious bullcrap, and then seek for something inside you, which is the power of God, the living Creator. He's alive and he's inside you and he's inside everybody else. Once you're born, the first day you breathe, God lives in you. Yahuda, thank you very much for joining us every Saturday. And I know the time is up, but if you have just 1 minute to kind of spit something out, I would love, because we always want to hear something. Just 1 minute.
Okay. My final word is for those who believe Jesus gave them salvation, it's not so. Jesus didn't come and give you salvation, but Jesus came and gave you slavery. Jesus didn't save you, but Jesus rather slaved you. They manipulated you to believe without pastors, without prophets, without Jesus, without Bible, without Christianity, you are powerless. That is not true.
Yahuda's
we can live righteous life without accepting Jesus. Don't let somebody tell you without Jesus you can't be a righteous person. No, that is not true. We can live good life without Jesus. We can live good life without accepting Christianity. We can live good life without being religious people. Don't be brainwashed. Don't let somebody manipulate you to tell you joy is a sin. In the name of religion, in the name of Christianity, when they see you become happy, they will tell you that happiness doesn't come from Satan. We can create happiness, but religion doesn't want you to be happy. Anytime you enjoy yourself small, you go to hellfire. Anytime you enjoy yourself small, you go to hellfire. They want you to. They just want you to keep. They keep you in poverty. They let you see riches as a sin. To be rich is not a sin.
No.
So, yes. So people are content with poverty because they brainwashed to the extent they say anytime they become happy small. Hey, now that is not so.
Yeah, that's not true.
Let's live good life.
Yes, man.
We are here. Let's live good life. Let's be good to good people. Let's be right to right people.
Yeah, man.
We don't need religion to be good people. And our religion was invented by our colonial masters just to drag us back, just to pull us back, just so that they will overtake us. That is why they are overtaking us day in, day out. Look at their country. They always produce things and bring to Africa. We use any condemned things. When the things spoil, they bring it. So Africa has turned the baller to the Europeans. The broken TV, the spoiled battery, everything they bring to Africa. So please, my people, Christians, listen to me. I'm not condemning you. I am not insulting you. I can't insult you. I am only telling you the final truth that